I had one peach tree at the end of last year, but all of a sudden the stuff grew in them.
Oh, some kind of sickness?
Yeah. And it was without warning. All of a sudden you'd look and they'd be drying up.
Peach trees don't stay good for long.
They're not immune to any diseases.
Yeah.
Mine don't last very long.
And if you don't spray them all the time, which I don't,
either.
then they don't last at all. But remember that peach tree we had in our other house? I mean, it was right in the driveway.
Yes.
You'd bump a half a bushel off every
We
time you drive
did.
in.
That's true.
That just never quit.
What kind of peaches did it grow?
I'm sure they were the old kind. Let's see, what would that be? But they were absolutely delicious.
We canned them every year.
We did.
We meaning you. No, I didn't know how to can them.
Now you do.
Somebody helped me can. Susie thinks she was the only one that did, but
She might be.
I learned how to can.
you
I learned how to can.
you learned how to can. Okay. We canned the peaches every year. I even had enough to give away, but they started getting smaller, and they weren't as good. But
Of that tree?
I bet I bet we used that tree for a good 10 years.
Is it a quarter cup of sugar or a third cup? It's that you put into the
I
plates.
think I put
It's a third.
a
isn't
third.
it? I think that's right. Because every year I would have to call you and ask you.
I think the recipe always called for more sugar than that. Like
Oh, okay.
Called for a half a cup. And I thought that was way too sweet for peaches. And
Especially
so
the
I would
whole-
always put a third of a cup.
Peaches are already sweet.
Yeah, they
You
are
what?
sweet.
Peaches are already sweet.
Yeah, these were beautiful. Alberta.
Alberta. That's right,
That's the
Alberta.
kind. And years down the road there a little bit, I bought another Alberta tree. And the tree itself didn't do very well, but what plants I did get off of it were really the same thing. I mean, they were just a refreshing taste.
What did you cut off
No,
on the
I
piece?
say I bought another one,
Oh, okay.
and it probably didn't get planted quite right or whatever, but it was Alberta. I think it's Alberta.
Yeah, you're right, it is.
EL.
I had one in Orem, in our house in Orem, and I got big, beautiful peaches.
Yeah, and then one year I bought, it was a mixture of an Alberta and a big round one, and you couldn't find a better peach, but it probably lasted 2 years.
Yeah,
Then the bugs got it.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, you would go out and spray every tree, every spring. You did so much gardening work.
Peach trees were
High maintenance. High maintenance.
They were, but they were also the best to eat.
Oh, they were.
I mean, you just grab a fresh peach from a tree and it just melted in your mouth.
I know. They were so good.
I like when we had that old peach tree that I